I'm making a video game with underwater mechanics. In this devlog, second world unlock rules, Steam leaderboards, scoring system updates, world map updates. The first two levels in the second world should unlock when you gather 2 of any chest, so I started by creating that rule. I then created a chart tracking how many chests could be gathered on each level. I also counted the total amount assuming you gathered them all. This helped me determine a decent requirement based on how many chests were available at each stage. I created each of the new rules and tested their display on the level selection map. After paying the Steam Direct fee, I browsed through the steamworks.net documentation and set it up. I created a test scene in a fake board so I could learn how to interact with the API. I then created my own abstraction that could upload and download both the high score and fastest time leaderboards together. I started by creating a panel that could load a leaderboard and details for a specific entry. I played with the layout a bit and landed at something I was happy with. The first part of making it dynamic required the panel to load a single entry to a row. Then, I expanded that to load up to 8 entries, loading randomly generated text for each entry. Since the panel will also be used to display the fastest time, I created random entries to display random times. Each level will have 4 leaderboards, so I created a tab-based panel that would hold 4 leaderboard panels. This test also included setting the color for a user to a shade of green. Afterwards, I created random tests that would generate between 1 and 8 entries to ensure I can handle all those cases and the leaderboard still displays correctly. For the last test, I loaded real results from the test leaderboards. To get started with game integration, I added the leaderboard components to the interactions view and worked on uploading and downloading scores. With most of the pieces working, it was now a good time to pivot to the score system updates. The previous version of the scoring system scored data for a single run. It also stored the time associated with the best score. For the new system, I redesigned the structure to save distinct score and time values based on difficulty. Since I wanted the player to have the option to experience all levels, the treasures gathered are shared regardless of difficulty. On each run, this value is overridden only if it is better than a previously stored value. This allows the player to unlock all levels in the easy difficulty and be able to then play them in hard difficulty. In order to test this setup, I saved a score with a hard difficulty and tested that the scores displayed based on difficulty chosen. The previous score calculation only considered the oxygen remaining and chests gathered. With the difficulty update, I wanted the calculation of the score to reward the following: faster completion times, difficulty level, chests gathered versus available. Since I needed to come up with a formula that used weights for each of the criteria, I decided to see what ChatGPT could come up with. I created some tests to ensure the algorithm was implemented correctly, adapting the score values based on each scenario. For comparison, I asked ChatGPT to generate a C# function that implemented the algorithm. It did generate a function, but parts of it were incorrect. The score system assigns different weights to all score categories. A run with a life lost will receive a lower score than losing no health. Faster times will receive higher scores. I reworked the level completion screen to be an independent panel which takes the score, time, and optionally responds to leaderboard updates. I worked on recreating the chest animations first. Then I worked on recreating the score rolling up animation, while also displaying a leaderboard rank. Then I tested all of the animations and chest states. I added the new screen to the first level and tested it out, finding a rounding bug when computing the time. I fixed that bug and also updated the UI to display 3 digits for the milliseconds. With this new completion screen, I updated the tutorial's completion screen to only display the treasures gathered. I integrated the ability to display the leaderboards for a level on the world map. While testing, I found that the world map was missing a quit option, so I added that too. That's it for this devlog. My focus for the next part will be add controller prompts using Shailu's icons to the UI. Polish the choral levels with props and music. Until next time.